Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. Welcome to today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown. I'll take you through some of the top local headlines and give an inside look as to what the 4 News Now team is working on today. Let's start with a look outside. It's going to be sunny into 91 today, extremely hot. We've been anticipating this high pressure system to move in. It moved in about yesterday, so with that, the heat is going to continue as we'll see mid through upper 80s throughout the weekend, including into 4th of July. So as you can see, it's going to be clear skies, no real rain in sight. It's going to be extremely hot. In addition, there is a fire weather watch for central Washington, at least through Saturday. So be aware of that. That means there's going to be some more windy conditions in those areas and staying extremely dry, extremely hot, and that makes a good environment for potential wildfires. So be aware of that, and be sure to download 4 News Now, the mobile app, and turn on notifications. So if a fire does break out in your area, you can be alerted quickly. Let's take a look at what everyone is working on today. Speaking of fire, Jordan Smith is following up to a fire that broke out yesterday afternoon. This is in the Stevens County area near the town of Arden, which is a couple miles south of Colville. The wildfire is still burning. It's been named the Moran Creek Fire. It broke out about 1:30 p.m. yesterday. Residents had to evacuate near the Arden Butte Road area, but those evacuation notices are now just wanting folks to be prepared to leave, the folks who haven't already evacuated, as well as in the Moran Creek area. Fortunately, according to firefighters, the Department of Natural Resources, they got out there. The fire is 100% contained. They have the fire, the containment all the way around it. The fire is still not out, though. So there's going to be airplanes still flying and trying to drop retardant on the hot spots that are still burning in that area. And Jordan will be looking at the latest on the fire, as well as the weather conditions that we are expecting, which could exacerbate some wildfires and start some in our area. Also, it looks like that 7 structures were destroyed in the Moran Creek wildfire, but it hasn't been confirmed if those were people's homes or some or the other kind of structures. So we'll work on that as well. And we will be continuously updating this as we find out more information about this wildfire. Natalie Grant, she is looking at the local impacts of a Supreme Court decision this morning. The Supreme Court voted 6-3 to strike down President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. Would have forgave up to $20,000 per borrower in student loan. Would have been some debt relief for folks. A reminder, those payments will resume late summer, so be aware of that. If you have those student loans, Natalie will be speaking with a financial advisor about how to prepare for those payments to resume, as well as just how to get your finances in order to continue to pay those loans off. She also wants to speak if you are an impacted person. Let's say you have some student loans and you haven't been paying them off and now you're going to have to start doing that again. Natalie wants to hear how this decision will impact you. So there is a social media post up on our Twitter and Facebook page, so you can comment under that to talk about your thoughts on this and how you'll be impacted, or you can email Natalie. That's N for Natalie, Grant, Grant at kxly.com if you want to get your opinion heard. Natalie is looking for people that are locally impacted by this decision, so then she'll have that coming up tonight. Bronte Sorotsky, she is following the governor today because he is in Spokane visiting the lot where Camp Hope used to be, as well as the Catalyst Project. So the governor wants to look at some of the lessons we learned throughout the Camp Hope process and where they can be applied to other parts of the state. But Bronte also wants to ask him some other questions. It's always nice when the governor lends us an ear. So Bronte wants to ask him recently about gas prices in the state of Washington being the highest in the country recently, surpassing California, which I was hoping to get some gas price relief when I moved here. Looks like it's not the case. Also, Bronte wants to ask him about the recent Blake decision fix that was signed into law, making illegal possession of drugs again illegal, making that a higher crime. So Bronte will be asking the governor, as well as the Camp Hope stuff that he's here for. Bronte does have other questions to ask him and hopefully get those answers. Allison Martinez, she is out at Mission Park today, where Snap is holding their annual Resource Carnival. It's going to be a fun event. It's going on right now till about 3 p.m. There's going to be food and games for kids, and families can learn about the resources that are available to them if they're lower income or if they just need some help with food or finances. They can find out about those resources available to them. They can also get signed up for the Washington Families Tax Credit, which is one of the big things that SNAP does, which could see you get $1,200 in a tax credit for your family. So Allison will have all those details and speaking with the families who are helped by resource carnivals like this. Speaking of Allison, this morning I sat down with our newest 4 News Now reporter, and we talked about just her life. We got to know her. It's our latest Meet the Team segment, where whenever someone new comes into the 4 News Now team, I like to sit down with them, learn a little bit more about them, where they're from, their ambitions, their hobbies, and Allison and I had a really good chat today, which is available right now on our website, kxly.com, and on YouTube, our KXLY YouTube page, so you can watch that video right now. And we had a lot of fun today. It was a good one. So that's all we have for today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown. Thank you for joining. Be sure to download KXLY Plus on your connected TVs. That's Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. Also be sure, again, to download the 4 News Now mobile app, especially with a fire weather watch in effect this weekend. Turn on notifications so you can get the latest in breaking news in our community. So we have all those stories that I mentioned and more coming up tonight at 5. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for KXLY Plus.